Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and join me today with my top team recommendations around Gyarados for the Master League Premier Classic. My throat is much worse today, so my commentary might be a little bit weird, so let's start off with the first team showcase now, with Gyarados up on the lead, followed up by Magnezone as a closer, and the safe switch of the line is gonna be of course the Snorlax. So Snorlax, we are looking at a pretty cool safe pick for the overall meta. Even against the fighters, it can still pressure with those body slams, while Skull Bass can get you there for that really nice damage to the opponent and also the buff up to your defense. I really like Earthquake as well, or Outrage for the dragons, but to be honest, Superpower will perform slightly better for certain threats, especially something like an Ursaluna or something like an Excadrill, which both are gonna be troublemakers for your Magnezone. So protecting Magnezone is gonna be your main priority when using a team like this. Up on the lead we got Gyarados. You can always use it with Waterfall or with Dragon Breath, but I really like Waterfall for this line. As I have already said, ground types might be kinda problematic for the backline, so having that Waterfall will apply some more pressure and damage on that Excadrill or the opposing Ursaluna, giving you the advantage over that matchup. Closer of this team, of course, the Magnezone, as you can already see and we have already said, because this Pokemon is just gonna be amazing with its moveset, able to get there to those back-to-back wild charges, or just go with the flash cannon for the overkill. Mirror Shot can be used as a cheap move and of course a debuffing one, having the chance to debuff the opposing side's attack stat, or just go with Return like mine over here for some extra nice spicy damage for the enemy and unexpected nuke damage. We are looking on the next one at the most meta line that you can get with your Gyarados, having Florges up on the lead, followed up by Metagross and Gyarados as a safe switch. Once again, Gyarados can be used with Waterfall or Dragon Breath, but for this line I like it a lot with Dragon Breath. You can pressure a lot the enemy, while you can get there to your Aqua Tails and Crutches much faster. If you want to use an outrage version like I do, well, you have to go for that Waterfall because it will get you there much faster. And of course you get the nuke potential against dragon types, which is always nice with a Pokemon like Gyarados to flip around and surprise the enemy on that switch in matchup. So having a very bad build against the Metagross with your Florges will be no matter at all if your Gyarados can flip it around and then your own Metagross can have the upper hand against the opposing steel type. So we're looking at a pretty strong team. Florges upon the lead, able to go ahead with a lot of general damage against the enemy. Even against a core breaker of this line, even against Magnezone, it can still perform a double Moonblast with those fairy winds, which are all resisted but still are gonna do a lot of damage to that Magnezone, forcing the Magnezone to shield or just drop all that energy pretty early, which is pretty good news for your backline if they do that. As a closer, I got the Metagross here because it can pressure a lot the enemy with its moveset. I really like its typing, it resists a lot of things in the meta, and also even against its hard counters, it has always a very nice move to throw. So let's say against a Gyarados, you can still get a shield with a double Meteor Mass, or against a steel type something like an Excadrill, you can still nuke it down with your Earthquake. So you can see as to why I prefer it as a closer, because with shields down, this Pokemon is absolutely amazing against the meta. Double steal is always a problem on Master League, so we're having here a team that can work pretty well against that. Having a Waterfall Gyarados up in front will manage to get you a wide variety of very good leads for you, while also you might want to consider using the Dragon Breath over Waterfall for some certain threats, because something like a Dragonite can be a problem for this team. So I recommend using Dragon Breath, but of course Waterfall can also help a lot on your Gyarados. At the back we got no double steal but instead double ground to encounter the double steal option, while going pretty good against the famous triple flying team that we're also gonna get in a while with Gyarados. Having at the back the Ursaluna that will be used as a safe switch will be one of the best choices that you are gonna make, because high horsepower is gonna hit for neutral pretty much anything, while Thunder Punch can also destroy down the opposing Gyarados, which is gonna be mostly on the opposing side, so that you can have the advantage over your opponent. So using Tackle on your Ursaluna might be kinda problematic sometimes, but still it is gonna get you there to those moves fairly decently good, something like this, because it is not gonna be excellent, but still it's gonna be kinda decent for the current state of Master League Premier Classic. As a closer, Excadrill can work fantastically good, especially with its spammy moveset. Matchot can really get you there to those Rock Slides and Drill Runs, covering pretty much the entire meta, and of course even against its card counters it can still take a few shields out of them, especially if you shield it in return. So keeping the shields for the Excadrill will be your primary goal when using a team like this. Core breaker of this line, of course, Chestnut, because it can go pretty well, especially with the smackdowns against Gyarados, while resisting pretty much everything that this Pokemon is gonna throw, while at the back it can still do a tremendous amount of damage with superpower against Excadrill, and Frenzy Plant one-shotting down, almost doing that against the Ursaluna. Final team showcase, everyone, and we're having a triple flying team. So this team is pretty popular, and this team can be rearranged as you like to do so, because I can hear Dragonite up on the lead, but you can always lead with Togekiss or Gyarados, having at the back as a safe switch your Dragonite. This team is gonna perform pretty well individually, and you're gonna see that even against its card counters you can still pressure a lot with the fast attack. You can rely a little bit on the Charge one, but I think that the fast attack is what makes this team special. While resisting those ground type Pokemon, you're gonna be on a very good spot. And we're talking about Master League here. Even the Rock Slide from that Excadrill will never be enough to finish you off, so you're gonna be on a very good spot most of the times, even against your counters. And just remember that now you can carry the move Superpower on your Dragonite. For Gyarados, I believe that Dragon Breath might be solid if you want to use this team as a double Dragon Breather at the back, while Waterfall will help you much more on the safe switch spot with Dragonite up on the lead. Core breaker of this line, none other than Avalak, because this Pokemon can pressure a lot with Ice Fang. And that is all, trainers. Thank you for watching, thank you for staying till the end. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.